Arsenal have been really unfortunate with player injuries on the return of the Premier League. However, this injury on Leno was not down to a lack of match fitness or a lack of full-time training, but down to careless and reckless actions of Maupay, the Brighton striker. As Leno grabbed the ball with two hands in the air, Maupay barged into him, causing him to land incorrectly and as a result damage his knee. This reminds me of a recent NBA rule where they have instituted it to protect players on the offensive side of the ball. The rule states when players take a jump shot, that defending players cannot then approach the player and stand where they potentially land, as a result protecting the jumping space and landing space of players taking shots. This rule was instituted, I believe, when Kawhi Leonard got injured in the conference finals against Golden State Warriors a couple years back. However, I know this rule has been in football for a long time, especially when it comes to the goalkeeper. The rule states that when a goalkeeper has two hands on the ball, that you should not try and tackle him or try and take possession of it, as it is rightfully theirs. This rule has been cemented in football for many years, potentially decades even. And Maupay's reckless action in that split second has now cost Leno a lot of playing time and potentially put him out not only for this season, but a good majority of the next. If you don't know me already, my name is Matthew Fayisa and I'm a medical student from London interested in sports medicine. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and make sure to subscribe to join the ever-growing sports medicine community and not only support me but also contribute to the videos we make in the future. If we look at the footage, we can see that as Maupay barged into Leno, it caused Leno to land awkwardly with an outstretched, locked knee. This is described as a hyperextended knee when your knee is fully locked out and your leg fully straight. This puts extreme amounts of pressure on Leno's ligaments, particularly the anterior cruciate ligament, also known as the ACL, which has huge responsibility in stabilizing the knee joint. I haven't seen the medical report and I don't believe Arsenal have released anything official yet. However, there is possibility that perhaps other ligaments in the knee could be damaged, as if he landed with any sort of rotational or twisting force on that knee, then other ligaments laterally, such as the MCL or the LCL, could be potentially damaged. The ACL forms a cross or an X shape with the PCL, which is known as the posterior cruciate ligament, and alongside it has responsibility in stabilizing the knee joint. The ACL does this specifically by preventing the shin bone, known as the tibia, from passing over or under, or generally out of shape, with the femur, which is the thigh bone. Due to this responsibility, I'm hypothesizing that potentially as Leno landed awkwardly on that hyperextended knee, that force overcame the general tensile strength of the ACL ligament, causing it to either tear or rupture out of shape, causing the tibia to kind of overpass and get out of its normal orientation with the femur. The ACL is probably the most infamous injury in sports, and everyone can probably recite at least one player that has suffered from it. Make sure to comment down below the player that you remember having an ACL. It can get injured in many ways, and in a lot of sports in particular that involve changes in speed, changes in direction, jumping, and as a result landing awkwardly in this case. Typically, the two clinical signs of someone suffering an ACL would be one, that the swelling occur immediately, and secondly, when the injury actually happens, someone in the vicinity or the actual person that suffered the injury can hear a snap and a pop. The ACL is quite a debilitating injury that prevents players from running afterwards. There was one case, however, that I saw a player actually play through it, perhaps due to adrenaline or just sheer strength and desire to kind of win the game. This happened again in basketball with the player called Rajon Rondo, who played for the Boston Celtics. I believe this happened in either 2010 or 2012 during even NBA Finals or a really important game. He suffered the injury, I believe, in the fourth quarter and then was able to play an overtime quarter and more with the injury, and they only found out afterwards that he had really kind of destroyed his ACL, putting him out for around the season afterwards. However, this is an extreme rarity and the only case I can kind of recall of someone overcoming that kind of disastrous injury. With treatments, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong, the ACL cannot heal itself, and as a result, it is really dependent on having surgery, especially if it is a grade 3 where it's been torn in 2 places. However, there are other means in the form of non-surgical management that can help manage it temporarily until the player decides to have surgery. One, for example, would be the use of knee braces or crutches. Crutches help you take the weight off that knee, and alternatively, knee braces can help stabilize the knee and prevent any instability caused by damaged ligaments. The ACL is a scary injury because it has a long track record of debilitating players for long periods of time. As a result, it would lead to my conclusion that if Leno does in fact have a torn ACL or some form of ACL rupture, that he will be out for definitely this season, 100%, and most probably until at least Christmas. The reason I say Christmas instead of something like March is purely because Leno is a goalkeeper, and based on the position, you don't do as much running as outfield players. However, there is some risk in terms of you do a lot of diving and a lot of jumping, so that could re-aggravate injury potentially if they bring him back. However, due to the fact that he doesn't need to run as much, I'm going to say that treatment can go a bit more smoothly and they can bring him back to full match fitness a lot quicker than they would, say, if someone like Aubameyang or Lacazette got the injury. However, take this with a pinch of salt. We haven't got the official medical records, and all we can do here is speculate using the medical knowledge I've been taught and stuff we've researched. So I have been wrong in the past with Andre Gomes, who suffered a horrific leg break last year. Click the I button for more information on that. But Andre Gomes had a severe leg break, and I predicted, based on the history of players such as Eduardo, who also had the injury, being put out for nearly a year, and a little bit over a year in fact. I predicted the same for Andre Gomes. However, due to the huge advancements in sports medicine and the terrific work of the Everton football team, they got him back in literally just over 4 months and got him playing 80 minutes against my team, Manchester United. If there are any updates on the injury and it's something different or there's just further news on it, make sure to comment down below and reply in the YouTube comments so I can see it, and I'll pin it so everyone can see the updates and get the most up-to-date information. Let me know your thoughts on the injury, and if you have any differing opinions or questions that I can answer, I'll be glad to do so. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and share it with your friends, and I'd also appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot of new subscribers recently, and I welcome them with full arms to the sports medicine community. Hopefully we can grow it and educate ourselves together. And please recommend me other videos to make and other players who'd be interested in me making content about. Apart from that, I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.
Soy sauce, I'm boisterous. I bun with your babes and feed the oysters. Oysters man think that they're hot like raw mustard. More time is sweeter than sponge cakes and birds custard. Fix your posture. I must have been 16, another cue buster. In co-op they had taught me about the custer. Wasting time instead of grinding harder than you can, you muster. Bye bye the rules of stacking notes and making bands of sorts of. Man think there's some